Ciao. Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. I finished my last final, pieced out of second year, moved out of my dorm, and went home to San Diego. I watched my sister graduate 8th grade, bought an Osprey backpack, and squished 3 months of stuff into it. And then I was off, but not without some overwhelming anxiety. But alas, 2 plane rides and 30 minutes of trying to open my apartment door later, the adventure begins. The first week was very overwhelming. I was jet lagged, meeting new people, going to class, exploring the city, trying to plan trips, and most importantly, trying not to get pickpocketed, lost, scammed, kidnapped, etc., etc. But as time went on, the city increasingly became more familiar. And even though we traveled to many beautiful places on the weekends, my favorite moments were in Florence. Presenting my Florence favorites. Number 1, my apartment, designed by Martha Stewart's short Italian cousin herself. Its name was Sally, and it was the best, located in the prime location next to both Gucci and Pucci, perfect for cooking family dinners and learning the Camp Rock dance. Despite taking 5 weeks to open the door on the first try, it truly felt like home.
Seven, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Number 2, the bridges, perfect for crossing, sitting, and admiring. Florence has many cool bridges. Most notable is the Ponte Vecchio, which means old bridge, and boy, it sure is old. Built in 1345, Ponte Vecchio is a whopping 674 years old, surviving the toughest of times. The Medicis walked across this bridge. Hitler decided not to bomb this bridge. This bridge is dope. But my favorite bridge is Ponte Santa Trinita because it was the bridge I walked across every day to get to class, and it happened to have a killer view of Ponte Vecchio. This bridge was perfect for watching the sunset, eating gelato, and talking about life. But most importantly, for pondering what lies beneath the surface of the Arno waters. What?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
F, we gotta go. F, stop filming. Stop filming. Wake up. Oh my god.
Number 3, Duomo. Come on, look at this massive dome. An architectural feat designed by the brilliant Brunelleschi. They thought it was impossible to make a dome so gigantic, but Brunelleschi said bet, and thus this iconic masterpiece was born. Not to mention the view from the top is sick. Fun fact, the gold ball at the top of the dome is giant and can fit 3 grown men. It got struck by lightning multiple times, and once it fell off the Duomo. How could you not love Duomo? It's so cool. Number 4, the history. Relating to the last 2 favorites, I loved learning more about Florence's history. With beautiful churches, artwork, and historical buildings around every corner, the remnants of Florence's rich history are everywhere. Some of the greatest artists, the wealthiest merchants, and the strongest rulers called Florence their home, and it was so cool seeing how their influence still remains hundreds of years later. Number 5, Piazzale Michelangelo, a spot made for watching the sunset. It's a small trek to get up there, but the view is definitely worth it. Number 5, Florence Nights. Do you feel it? Do you feel the energy? There's nothing quite like a summer night in Florence. For one, you can walk around without dripping in sweat, which is very nice. Beyond that, the crowds thin out and there's always something going on, whether it's the live performers or the kiddos breaking it down in the piazzas. I love grabbing my favorite gelato, strolling through the streets of Florence and taking it all in. A brief intermission to talk about school. Yes, I did actually go to school in Florence. I had Italian class Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12:20 p.m. at the Accent Center located in Piazza Santo Spirito. When we're not frolicking around the city, you best believe that we were grinding away on that Italian homework.
Ciao, mi chiamo Evelyn.
Mi chiamo Derek.
Io Derek il tuo.
De dove sei?
Number 7. Gelato. Gelato became a staple in my diet. I had it once, maybe even twice a day. It was very important. These are my favorite gelato places and I miss them. And here is a gelato appreciation montage. Number 8, the food. Honestly, I didn't really take too many videos of the food, but trust me, it was delicious. Here we are at a fancy restaurant trying the famous Florentine steak. Number 10, thrift shopping. Did someone say vintage Burberry? Pack lightly because you'll want space to bring home some spicy vintage pieces. So how is he gonna get that into that?
Derek's shopping addiction. Hi, my name is Derek and I have an addiction.
Dill, what do you think of your roommate's shopping?
Oh my god, the collars shirt that
At least you made good choices. Thanks.
Wow, Dill approves of this. Firenze. The first day I arrived, I accidentally stepped on a painting and got chased by an Italian man who I ran away from. On my last day in Florence, I shed some tears. Not from some Italian man trying to scam me, but because I was in my feels and reminiscing on all of the good times in the city. It was the people I met along the way that made this experience one I will never forget. Although it was kind of awkward at first, we grew so close and carved out spots in the city to call our own.
Hey guys, it's the last 3 days of our Taiwan trip. Life is actually really tragic. These streets are
empty for once.
and oddly really familiar. In the beginning of the trip, we were all kind of very lost. Like, where the fuck is everything, you know? Like, but now it's just so like casual, just walking around, and I think we'll all remember these streets forever. I don't know when all of us will come back. It could be next year, it could be 10 years, 20 years, but hopefully when we come back, we'll still remember these streets and how to get around. This is really a very life-changing experience. And we have a few more days until we all fly back, but until then we have to study because we are studying abroad. I forgot. But if you have the chance to study abroad, do it. It's life-changing.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Reverse. We can't get back in now. Sally 12, I love you.